Our first project is a beaded plate. Huichol, or beaded works, are a new type of art for a group of people from central Mexico. The usual way to create this is to press glass, plastic, or metal beads into beeswax inside a wood form. There are special patterns and symbols. We're using seed beads and a clay saucer. Here's what you'll need. We have our clay saucer. We've chosen blue sand, but you can choose any color. We're using a thick glue. And then we have number 6 seed beads. You could also use number 4 or any size bead that you have handy in whatever color you'd like. On our tools, we have a sponge brush, a pencil, and scissors. Okay, so the first thing to get started is we have our clay saucer, and you're going to go to our website. We'll have the pattern. This is the pattern for the center of our design. So I'm going to lay that in the center of my saucer and trace around the outside edge. And this is all going to be covered by our glue and our beads, so don't worry about going outside of the lines. And I continue doing that. Let's set that aside. Once I've done the center design, I also could do little squares. You can choose any design you'd like, but I've chosen squares. The easiest way would be to cut a 1-inch square and then trace it. Now we're going to add our first section. In the center, we're going to do red beads. So I'm going to take my glue and only put it where I want my red beads to go. Remember, this will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about any showing. Then I'm going to take my beads and sprinkle them on top. Now, in the real Huichol, it will actually be an intricate pattern that's been designed, and each bead is put in individually. But for us, we're going to just drop them in and cover the center section. And just smooth them down, flatten them out until you get exactly what you'd like. Now you want to let that one dry before you go on to the next color. I've got one here with the red is all done, and now we want to add the yellow. So again, I'm going to go on the edge. If you need to, you can use a paintbrush to smooth that in and make sure you get all the way over. But remember, you have to have glue in every section of each square to have the beads adhere, and work right up to the edge. Again, I'm going to drop these on. It's fine if the extra ones roll around the side, because I can then slide those on to put them back into my container. And press those down until they're all nice and flat. Now, any of those extra beads, I'll just slip them off. And then if I find that I've missed any spots, I can add those in one at a time. Okay, now I've got my yellow completed, and I've done yellow squares. Now the next step is the blue. Again, we'd use the same process. Do each block one at a time. Now this project would work with sand as well. It wouldn't have the same intricate look as the beads do. And we've got one blue one there that I want to slip out. And we'd go around until we have all the blue completed. And here it is, all completed all the way around. Our last step would be to add glue everywhere and then fill it in with red. Now, I want to also add a rim of sand, but instead of using the glue straight from the bottle, I've added some water just to make it a little bit thinner. Let's add a little bit more glue. And I'm going to brush that anywhere I want the sand to adhere. Now you can go all the way down, or you can choose to do it just on the lip of the bowl. And I kind of like to do it in sections, so I'm not covering everything at one time. As you can see too, I have wax paper on my work surface to catch any of the extra sand. So I'm just going to sprinkle it on. You can use a spoon if you'd like, or I'm just shaking this little container that I've put it in. And then your excess sand would come off, and then I would continue on all the way around. Now you can design your pattern in anything that you like. You might want to look up on the internet and look at other Huichol designs. There's lots of different patterns. Let's continue on until we get that whole thing covered. And we'll sprinkle the end of the sand. Now if you miss any areas or you get some where you don't want it on the beads, remember when it dries you can take that right off. And there we have our finished plate. Let's take a look at our finished design.